Hello, welcome to this week's live stream. I'm feeling very, very excited because I'm taking a cruise tomorrow. Hudson's off. I hope you saw him then for a few seconds, but I am in the middle of my packing. I've taken a break to do this live stream, which is very, very cool. Hello to so many of you who are already in the chat. If you have a question for me and you can just start it with question in capital letters, that'll be so much easier for me to pick out what is a question and what is everybody chatting. The cruise that I am taking tomorrow is on board P&O's Iona, and I think 50% of the people that I know in the world are on this cruise. It is crazy. I think the capacity of the ship is around 5,000, so I don't know how I know so many people who are on board, but I feel like I know 1,000 of them. So it's very, very exciting. Oh my goodness. Yes, I already see in the chat, cruise boys are coming on the cruise with me. Paul and Carol are coming on the cruise. Lizzie's on the cruise. So many people on this cruise. I'm so excited. I originally booked this cruise back in November of 2021 when I was on board Iona, P&O's Iona. So I think that's the highest praise that I can give a ship, is that I booked that cruise again while I was on that cruise. Very, very excited. I don't really feel prepared. It hasn't really sunk in. I've been editing my Costa video for I think 4 or 5 days now. It is just about uploaded, but I think there's a problem with it, so I'm going to try and fix it this evening. 2 out of 3rd cruise boys. Yeah, 2/3. The majority of the cruise boys will be on board. But I've been so deep in this editing, and when I get in the edit mode, I forget to do anything else other than edit. Luckily, this is quite, it's from my local port. It's quite an easy cruise, so fingers crossed, all will go well. So, yes, thank you so much to the moderators who look after these chats. I would not be doing this without you. Spanners at the ready. Kevin says, if you have a question for Emma and you can start it with question, it really helps. It really, really does help. The comments go so fast. We've got so many already and we barely even started. Very, very cool. Thank you so much. Tracy has a good question. Oh no, Rick has the question. It's glitching a little bit on my screen, but Tracy says good morning, so thank you, Tracy. And Ricky has a question. He says, congratulations on so many Hudsons ordered. So our final was 1,366 Captain Hudson sold. I would show you mine, but mine is in my suitcase, so I'm not going to show you it. But 1,366 sold, which is absolutely crazy. I didn't know if we would get to the 300 that I needed, and we have got to that over and over again. I think we got to that within 24 hours, and now he's being made. So the sales are over. You can't buy them anymore, but he is being, having his eyes sewn on. He's having his stuffing put in. He is ready to go out all over the world, which is very, very exciting. If you can ask a question, please put the question of the question. Smashed your estimate. Yeah, so much. Absolutely crazy. I was nervous about getting 300 and I had visions of myself having to buy like 50 at the last minute. But I thought 300, it's for charity. We raised $12,000 US, I think around $12,300 US. I don't know the final exact number because I have to wait in case people refund them or any of them get lost or anything, but around $12,300 US for charity, which is crazy. Have you packed yet? You're such an experienced cruiser. Kind of, partly, sort of. I'm not normally someone who packs until the last day. I think we're gonna have to get that was so fast, Hudson. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was so fast. Oh, he's so fluffy. Can you see the fluff floating around? Right. We'll put you over here so you can eat those out of the way. But then that's it. Because Hudson's had too many dreamies. Hudson gets stuffed. Not this one. The other one. Yes. Have you ever been so disgusted by a cruise line that you felt you needed to complain? No. I don't think I've been so disgusted by anything that I've really needed to complain, other than, I ordered a laptop once. I had to complain about that, but it takes quite a lot. It would have to go very, very wrong, I think, for me to... I complain about stuff all the time, but to make like a proper complaint. Are there any European cruises that would be a unique experience for US cruisers, like Thanksgiving would be for non-Americans? Good question. Hudson is trying to break into this. No, don't. No. He's trying to break into the Dreamies. Don't do that. I always think Americans should try a nice P&O cruise. I don't think you can go wrong with a P&O cruise. Very, very British. And it'll be quite nice for, well, normally when I go on American cruise lines, I try and do trivia and things. Hudson, stop it. Stop it. You're not having any more, and I can't put them anywhere because I need to do a live stream. But yes. Oh, gosh. Stop it. You're not having any more. Yeah, when I go on American cruise lines, quite often trivia is an absolute loss for me, but it will be funny to do it the other way around. So yes, do P&O. Best biscuits on earth. There you go. Best biscuits on earth. Rachel says, first time cruiser, would you recommend getting a drinks package? I would recommend looking at how much you're likely to spend on drinks, having a look at the drinks package and seeing if it's more or less. Because for me, it's absolutely not worth it on the majority of cruise lines to get an alcoholic package. I just wouldn't drink that much. But I have friends who save thousands of pounds by getting the drinks package. I tend to be a fan of the soda package. It's easy. To get the money out of the soda. I just saw a question from Steve, which made me laugh. They said, how much are you charging Dreamies for that product placement? Dreamies sadly don't need me to advertise Dreamies. I would love that. I would love a sponsorship by Dreamies, but I'm not sure how, I have to pitch that. Hello, I'm a cruise channel. Nothing to do with cats. Oh my goodness. My friend has COVID, so we dared her to eat cat biscuits. She can't taste anything. Oh, that sounds mean. I'm so glad when I had COVID, I didn't lose my taste. That's what I was really, really afraid of. Do you prefer sailing from the UK or you don't mind flying? Is it all about price? I love to cruise from the UK. It's great. It's normally easy, but the weather is the main problem. And I've done Northern Europe cruises so many times. This cruise, for example, we're going to Rotterdam, Hamburg, and Bruges. Lovely places, but I've been to all of them before, and there's not really any more places I can go to from Northern Europe that I haven't been to. So sometimes it's so nice. It's so cheap for us to fly from the UK to Spain. My return tickets last time, including bags, well under £100. So for an extra £100 to get to different places and to get some sunshine, normally that's pretty good. I love Norway though. I think Norway is my favorite cruise destination. You can do that from the UK. Would you do a cookie ranking video? I wouldn't do a video on my channel about that. It would do pretty badly in terms of views, but I'm happy to say my cookie rankings anytime. And maybe that's something that's more, useful to put on my website. The thing about a video is once you put a video on the internet, it's on the internet. It's nothing you can do about it. So once you've put a post on your website, you can update it. I might get back on a different cruise line. The cookie's not always the same. Have you ever watched a Broadway-style musical on board? Yes, I've watched quite a lot. My favorite, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. I've also watched Kinky Boots. I watched, the rock one on Royal Caribbean? I've watched Grease. I think I've watched quite a lot. I love them. If there's any sort of musical on board, I'm definitely going to be there. On the same cruise as my boss. I'm on the same cruise as so many people's bosses and parents, and everyone is on this cruise. It's crazy, crazy cool. So I'm taking this cruise with 8 family members, which is absolutely insane. First-time cruisers, including my first time really cruising with children. I've cruised as a child, but I don't have any children, so I don't normally cruise with children. So that's going to be an experience. And so many friends are on this cruise. It was so cheap. Everyone just kind of booked on board, I think. I think at one point for this cruise, you could get a solo week for under £400 for 300 something solo, which is crazy, crazy, crazy. Who would win in a fight between Hudson and Captain Kate's cat Bug? Oh, I don't know that. I would not want to put them in a fight. I think Hudson is quite a lot bigger than Bug. And maybe, I don't know. I don't know how a furry cat and a not furry cat would compete in a fight. Is one an advantage over the other? I don't know. Oh no, every time I reach for anything, Hudson thinks he's getting Dreamies. I'm just getting some squash. Hudson, you would think I don't feed him from how much he loves his Dreamies. You already had lunch. It's not dinner time yet. Yeah, the cruise monkeys in the chat. Hello, cruise monkeys. Cruise monkeys are not coming on this cruise. Not. And I think you're one of the few people who's not on this cruise. Yes, dinner with Dan, exactly. On P&O Iona tomorrow for £380 for the week. Absolutely. What made you decide to start making YouTube videos about cruises? Brilliant question. So I took my first cruise when I was 11, and I took cruises every kind of I think 2 or 3 years when I was a teenager, when I was a child, and I just thought cruising was fun. Didn't think anything else of it. It was just fun to me. And then when I sort of became an adult, wanted to take my friends on cruises, I came across some weird ideas that they had, and I took a Cunard cruise. And on that Cunard cruise, I sat there and I thought, what on earth is this? I was not prepared for a Cunard cruise at all. I'd mostly cruised, I'd only done Norwegian and MSC before that, and it's very different from Cunard. So I started a website at that point. I had no plans of doing YouTube at all, but I did my website for about a year, I think, before I started YouTube. And the YouTube side was just because I was talking about stuff in blog posts, and there were certain things that were easier to show. Like if I want to show the sail in, it's very hard to do that in text. So I started the YouTube channel just to kind of put that stuff, the view from the lift, it wasn't really even tours at the beginning. It was just kind of Emma thinks about certain things for a while. And that was 2017. So that was quite a long time ago. How would you describe your first cruise in one word? Cool. Not just cool because it was cool, but also cool because it was in Alaska, which is a pretty cool place. Paul says, is Iona very similar to Princess? If not, what line is comparable? Ooh. I don't think Iona is very similar to Princess. I think if you do an older P&O ship, that is more similar to Princess. I went on Ventura, very, very, very similar to Princess. P&O have kind of made a change. They've always been sort of a traditional British cruise line, but the new ships, Iona and Avia, are way, way bigger. They're family focused. And I don't think they're very much like Princess. Princess is much more traditional, much more adult, I suppose, than P&O's newer ships. Do you know if the Blue Man Group is or has ever been on a cruise ship? Yes, I have seen them on one of those cruises when I was a teenager, I think. Norwegian Cruise Line, I think, had something with Blue Man Group from memory. Oh my goodness, so many questions. Thank you so much, everybody. Please don't think that I'm ignoring your question if I don't answer it. I don't have the time to read them or let alone answer them, but I'm trying my best. The comments all look fine on my end, so yeah. Next question, and it says, how much compensation can you claim if you miss a port? That's an interesting username. But I have insurance right now that gives me £500 per missed port. I've not got that money yet. This is a new policy. My one before was 250, I think. I've had that before. So I thought this time I'll take a risk. I'll pay more for the more expensive insurance with £500 because chances are I'm going to miss a port somewhere. My last cruise, we didn't miss any ports, but they did skip the port after we got off the next day. How is P&O currently presenting their muster draw? As far as I know, it's still the same style that I did last time I was on P&O. Peter says, do you ignore questions? Yes, Peter. I think it's still the new style. I'll let you know. I hope it hasn't gone back to the old style, but only time will tell. Adam says, for an inside cabin on MSC Seaside, is it better to be above the atrium or lounge, or is it about the same level? Ooh, MSC Seaside. Oh, I would avoid going near the atrium because it's quite loud there from what I've heard. I took a cruise on Seaview and it was only 23% full, so it definitely wasn't loud. But everyone I know who's been on Seaview or Seaside says that atrium is loud, so I would go with the other lounges, I think. Can you recommend a good travel insurance? If you Google Emma Cruises travel insurance, it'll come up with my guide. Everything I know about travel insurance is in there with recommendations, step-by-steps, everything. That took me like 3 weeks to write that post, so please search that. That's for UK, US, more general stuff, but they're the two countries that they focus on. Is Cunard and P&O owned by the same company now? Yes, they're owned by Carnival. Carnival owns almost everything. Apart from Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, and MSC, everything else is pretty much a Carnival brand. If you were a cruise line, which cruise line would you be? Other than cruise YouTubers. Gary is Oceana. If I was a cruise line, which cruise line would I be? Oh, I think someone else would have to answer that for which I would be. I might pick one that I think I am and I'm really not. So I don't know. Probably one of the British ones because I like to have the tips included and all of that stuff. Maybe we'll go. I'll be like a Morella cruise or something. Make of that what you will. Be sure to like the video. Thank you so much, Marty. That really does help. Oh, Cruise Monkey says Arvia was the new style last week. Ah, good. Please stick with that new style. I think it's so much better. I think Danny's in here somewhere. Danny was on Arvia, and it looks fantastic. Looks so good. E-muster in December. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm happy. Danny, there you are. How are you? I'm very well, thank you. Super excited. Very, very excited. I'm going to kind of take this cruise as more of a cruise, and I'm going to focus on, spending time with my family, and especially the first time cruises on this cruise. So I'm not going to be sharing as much as I normally do, because I think it would be nice to see the cruise through just my eyes instead of a camera. I don't want my niece's, impression of cruising with me to be like, "Where's Auntie Emma? Oh, she's in the cabin doing something, or she's filming. She won't let us eat anything because she's taking a picture of the menu, or she is so slow through the embarkation hall because she's got to film every sign." Like, I don't want that. So I'm going to focus on kind of spending time with my family and my friends. Jackie says, I think Emma is celebrity. I don't think I'm fancy enough for celebrity. I think the cookies suit me perfectly, and I love celebrity. And I have booked a very fancy celebrity cruise, but I don't know for me. I don't know if that is me. Oh, have you considered expanding your brand, e.g., Emma Visits or Emma Flies? Absolutely not. Emma Cruises is so much that I cannot fill up all of this space. So no, absolutely not. Maybe one day, but I can't see me ever getting bored of cruising. Like, even if I have done every single mainstream cruise line, I can go on the rivers. I can go on a yacht. I can do, there's so many different things within cruising. Jeffrey says, 450 watching. More thumbs up, people. Yes, come on, people. 450 watching. That is cool. Emma Cruise is a brand. Emma Cruise is a brand. Yes. Emma Flies. Emma does not enjoy flying. Emma only flies economy, of course, and it's not really that fun. So it would be how to survive, transatlantic economy flight. That's not. That's really not as fun. Oh, first Emma live experience, very, very live, 100% live. Thank you so much, those of you who tune in to these live, and hello to everybody who is watching this on the replay, because the majority of people don't watch these streams live, and people put them on when they're like washing up or driving in the car or something, and I think that is so cool. So cool. How to survive an economy flight. Yeah, that would be exactly my thing. My top tip for surviving a long-ish economy flight is I have this little foot swing that goes over the table. It doesn't annoy the person. Do not worry. I'm so worried about that. And it is the best. It just lifts your feet off the floor by like a couple of inches, but it is so much nicer and it's cheap. So that's my top recommendation, but still not a fan. If I could cruise across the Atlantic instead, definitely do that. Emma is funny when she is referring to herself in the third person. Or I wouldn't know how to read when the comments have my name in them. Emma is funny. Yeah, that just makes sense to me. I'm washing up live. Amazing. Washing up, of course, being doing the dishes. If you're not from the UK, doing the dishes. Washing up. Washing up is dishes. Washing is clothes. Hopefully that makes sense. It is confusing. Oh, hard to survive economy flight when you're 6'5". Oh yeah, I can't even imagine. Cannot imagine. Which cruise companies do you recommend for your first cruise? There's 1,000 answers to that question, I think. Or how many cruise lines are there? Like hundreds. There's that many answers to the question. And I can't pick one for you without knowing what you like, who you are. So what I would recommend, if you go to my website, emmacruises.com, I have a guide that compares all the mainstream cruise lines, the US ones, the British ones, the Italian ones, the Greek ones. And it has on like a scale of formality, a scale of price, a scale of everything I could think of, and that should give you an idea. So you might want to go in there and just ignore all the 5-star ones. You might want to ignore all of the ones that don't have formal nights. That's kind of a way to narrow it down. Once you have some sort of idea, you don't even need to have an idea really, and you want to get in touch if you want to book a cruise, have some ideas, you can also fill out that form on my website. Danny says, wishing I was on Iona tomorrow. You just got off Arvia and you're in the Caribbean. So it's very, very nice to be in the Caribbean. Azamara or Oceana? See, I have never cruised with Oceana. My only experience of them is that when I went on Azamara, everyone told me how good they were. So I'm sure they're good and I'm sure I would like them. Please, if I don't answer your question, like, say it a few times because I might not have seen it. But if you say it over and over again, the moderators will just mute you because I need to be able to see other things as well. Hope that makes sense. Will you ever go on an ultra luxury cruise? I am taking a cruise on a yacht this summer. A cruise on a yacht, a 100-person yacht. So I think that's the most luxurious thing I can ever think of. So that will be coming soon. I've got a good amount, I think, of variety this year. Some really big ships, some really small ships, some cheap ships, some that are very expensive for me. Normally, I like to spend £100 per night on a cruise. That's where I'm happy. My last cruise was £38 per night. I did upgrade a bit more to a balcony, but even still less than £50 per night. And I have spent £200 on a cruise per night, which is, but it is worth it. It's Celebrity Edge I have booked, and I'm so excited about it. Steve says, do you have a full-time job or just cruising? I left my traditional 9-to-5 office job. I worked in insurance. I was a data developer, and I left that in 2021. Now I run my own business. I work with travel agents. I have a YouTube channel, my website, all kinds of things going on. And if you're interested in how sort of the business side works, I understand it's really weird. Go to my website, type in income, and I have how I make money. Because I think it's interesting. You know, my Patreon's a massive part, by the way, the channel members and Patreons. I would not be doing this without you. And it is because of the Patreons and the channel members. I take that and I invest that in my cruises. So that's why I'm able to do Celebrity Edge, which is very cool. Very, very cool. Dave says, pick a cruise line that has freestyle dining or at-time dining and share tables with new strangers. I'm not a massive fan of table sharing at all, but if I was to do it, I would definitely pick one of the cruise lines where you can table share if you want to, but you're not stuck with those same people all the time. I do not like it when you have to sit with people and then for 7 nights you have to dine with them. You might have nothing in common with them. But on some cruise lines like P&O, you can pick if you want a table share when you get there. I had a great one. We had maybe 10 people on our table on P&O and it was great fun. But we decided we would see each other again later in the cruise, but we didn't have to. So I don't really mind doing stuff. Same with formal nights. I don't mind doing them, but I don't really want to be told that I have to do them. Does that make sense? But some people love it. Some people do. Are the Britishisms just to confuse those in the US and Canada? Mostly, yes. Also, you know, most of my audience are from the US, Canada, UK, Australia. That's sort of the main ones. And Australians normally agree with my Britishisms or understand them. Canada sometimes, and the US less so. Oh, Lou says we table share occasionally in specialty restaurants. That can be a good idea because a specialty restaurant is one that costs extra. You book it for that night and you go and you enjoy it. And if you didn't like whoever you're sharing with, then that's fine. Nothing lost. Do you ever feel like you're still swaying after a cruise? Not well, I used to and I don't anymore. So I think when you cruise a certain amount, it just stops. You just get used to it. So my only cure to this problem is to take a lot more cruises. Some weird questions. I try and keep things sort of positive, but the questions are always, what is the worst this? Yeah. Thing is, you have US isms, you just don't notice them. I think if you took someone from the UK, they would understand a lot more American phrases than someone from America understanding British, just because of the amount of TV and films that we consume that are American. You know, it's so funny. My niece is 4, and sometimes she'll say things in dollars, and I'm like, where did you get that? You're not American. And kids will be like, we phone 999 here, we don't phone 911, and sometimes kids will get confused. It's fine, it goes through anyway. But a lot of kids' TV is American, a lot of if we watch stuff on Netflix, it's normally American. So I think more so than the other way. I know some Americans who love BBC shows. They'll watch Doctor Who, they'll watch Top Gear, but it's not quite as much, I don't think. Oh, David says, I will be on my very first cruise in May. What can I expect from the water pressure in the shower? You can expect from the worst shower, where it's like someone dribbling on your head, to the best shower you've ever experienced in your life, and anything in between. It depends on the cruise line. It depends on the cruise ship. Generally speaking, a newer ship will have a better shower. For some reason, some Some older ships seem to be really low down the shower head, but yeah, it just depends. Newer ship, normally better shower. Makes sense, I guess. Have you ever been a pier runner or missed your departure time? No, I'm far too organized for that. I'm back hours earlier than for ever anything. Ken says, is a Costa cruise worth it? So this is pretty much what my next video is, the one that I've been editing for 4 or 5 days. I have a problem with it that I need to fix. I'm going to try and fix it this evening. Didn't know 911 worked in the UK. Yeah, I think all of they redirect because it's so common that people call the wrong one. But yes, my video, hopefully I'll be able to fix it this evening, because I don't normally like to put out a video while I'm doing a live stream, but as I'm going away tomorrow, I want to be there for the comments so I can reply. I always try and reply for at least the first couple of hours. And so I'm going to try and get the video live tonight, and it's all about the Costa Cruise. My Costa Cruise, like I said, it was less than £50 a night for the balcony. It was £38 per night for the inside cabin. How could it not be worth it? Even if it was literally just the transport, I couldn't get a train between the places that price, let alone a bed and a shower and food. So yeah, absolutely. Not for everybody though. I mean, if you're somebody who wants a really quiet ship, it's loud, it's colorful, it's busy. If you're someone who does not want to be near children or babies, don't book a Costa Cruise. I've never seen so many babies in one place. But it would be hard, I think, for it to be not worth it, I think, for that price. Yeah, Cruise Boys say absolutely. A Costa Cruise is worth every penny, and it doesn't cost many pennies. Doesn't cost a lot. As the Cruise Boys say. I saw a very good question, but I don't know where it's gone. So, oh, this is a good one. Do you edit yourself? Yes, I edit all my videos myself. I have tried in the past to get other people to help with editing, but I like it. I wish it didn't take 4 solid days, because by the end of it, I'm so sick of my voice. I'm so sick of looking at my face. I feel like I'm going crazy, but I do like doing the editing. I prefer editing kind of the videos that take me maybe 2 days rather than 4. But there's so much I want to say, especially about this Costa Cruise. It's 26 minutes long, this video, so a TV show wouldn't be able to edit that for TV in 3 days. So I think I'm doing pretty well. What do you consider an old ship? Oh, interesting. So generally the lifespan of a cruise ship is about 30 years. Once it gets over about 20 years, I would call that an old ship. I would call anything in the last 5 years a new ship, and then in the middle, and then I think that's about right. Yes. Occasionally ships last longer than 30 years, but not normally. Your editing is impressive, so that's fun. Thank you so much. It is just trial and error. I am just making it up as I go along. But I'm glad. Can you recommend a child-friendly cruise line? There's so many. If you go with something like Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, you can't go wrong with one of those big cruise lines. If you're from the UK, go with a P&O cruise, really easy, on one of the newer ships, cheap, amazing. If you do an MSC cruise, Costa cruise, I think they're very child-friendly. If I've forgotten any, please let me know. Jenny says, are you a planner, Emma? Seems as though you have to book more and more entertainment before boarding these days. I am. Yes, I am. I love planning. I love it almost as much as doing the thing. But yeah, I agree. For this Iona cruise, we've had to book all the shows in the theatre. But I think it's better just to kind of book them, and then I can always cancel them if I change my mind, rather than, I won't. I always go to the shows, but it's still an option, rather than not booking them and then getting there and wanting to see it and it all being sold out. It's too stressful. Thank you so much for my super chat. The question is it likely to miss the ship trying to get back from a port? Anxiety about this is stopping me booking. Oh, goodness, please do not let this put you off booking a cruise. Most cruises, when you go to a port, the standard kind of day, you'll probably be in 9 till 5, 9 till 6, like a full day in port. If you're nervous, just make sure that you're back. Leave 2 hours. That's very generous, but leave a couple of hours before you plan on getting back. And as long as you know, don't go somewhere where you have no idea how you would get back. I always think worst case scenario, I normally wander off when I get to a port, but worst case scenario, I know that I can get a taxi back to the port, or a bus or a train, or I can just walk back. So as long as you leave it a couple of hours, and if you walk somewhere, you know how long it's going to take to walk back, or if you are very nervous about it and it's your first cruise, if you book a cruise line excursion, they're more expensive, but they will not leave you there. If something happens late, they will wait for you. It can be worth doing that if you want to do something that comes back in the evening or comes back close to sail away time. But I prefer to just come back early. Yeah, come back and I'm quite happy with that. That is fine. Have you noticed price differences between booking paid items before boarding and on board? Generally speaking, whatever you want to do, internet, drinks packages, do it before the cruise. I've never seen it more expensive online because the cruise line wants you to book it before you go. Sometimes it'll be the same price if you're lucky, but sometimes you'll be like looking at a drinks package, won't book it, get on board, extra £10 per day, you know. That can happen. So yeah, if you know you want something, book it before you go. Absolutely. I see people laughing in the comments, but I don't have time to find out what the joke was. Oh, Jonathan says, a family-friendly cruise line, Emma, hello, Disney cruise. I forget about that. Most families don't have the Disney budget, let's be honest. It is a lot. Disney cruise. Yes. Disney is kid-friendly, yes. If you're a kid who likes Disney, fantastic. Oh my goodness, so many questions. Thank you so much, everybody. Hudson is sort of eyeing up me, but I think he's okay. Going on a cruise soon with MSC. What should I bring? MSC is a very easy cruise line. They have sort of one dress to impress, formal night, celebration night, something night. But I've seen people on the MSC formal night wearing tank tops. We would call them vest tops. Another Britishism for you. We would call sort of this top like a vest top. Yeah, we would call that a vest, like a vest top. People would wear vest tops or tank tops, whatever you want to call it. People wear shorts. It's absolutely not formal at all. So an MSC cruise is pretty much what clothes do I like to wear in real life? And then just pack those, you know, pack the most comfortable pair of jeans, pack trainers, sneakers that are comfortable, pack some extra dresses for the evening if you want to get changed, if you want to feel fancy, but do not stress about it. Well, thank you, Kevin, for sharing my packing list. I've got a lot of packing lists on my website. If you ever need one, I have got, I don't know, far more content on my website than I do on my YouTube channel. So if ever you want to know about drinks, you want to know about laundry, you want to know about practical stuff, go to my website, just search it and it'll come up. Peter says, do you have to pay extra for kids clubs? Generally speaking, no. If you want something like a babysitting service for a baby who's very young, or if you want some sort of service overnight, sometimes you'll pay for those. But the normal kids clubs that happen for kids who are sort of 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 18, they're free. You just show up. They might have, like, I think sometimes I've seen they might have paid for events in there if it's like, we're going to go to the spa or something. But no, the actual things are free, always free. Can you pre-book theatre shows in advance? Depends on the cruise line. On P&O, yes. On Costa, you don't need to book them. But it's always different. All the cruise lines, they change it. I can't say yes or no because as soon as someone watches this live stream, it'll be out of date. MSC's Elegant Night in Europe, people dress up. In America, it's mixed. Yes. Oh, cruise boys make a good point. Kids clubs are always free. The exception is when you want to leave the ship and leave your child on board, then you pay per hour on Celebrity. Okay, that's fair enough. Do you love P&O or their biscuits more? Interesting question. I will say I took a P&O cruise over Christmas. Not this Christmas, last Christmas. P&O's Ventura, really, really rough weather. The worst weather I think I've ever had on a cruise. But they had Christmas cookies. They had Christmas tree cookies, snowmen cookies. They were absolutely fantastic. Chris says, have you ever considered a second channel about being a successful content creator? I have no idea how anybody has any time for second channels. Absolutely not. I have a lot of thoughts about things. There's a lot of things I've picked up over the years, but I cannot do anything else. There is no more time in my day. All I do is the cruise stuff. So maybe one day if I want to give up on the cruise stuff, then I don't think I ever will. Or travel less, which also I don't think I will, then maybe, but absolutely not anytime soon. No. Which website do you book your cruises through, says Paul. So I have in the past used every single company in the world. Right now, I work with an agency in the UK and I work with an agency in the US, and we can book cruises for you if you're from the UK, the US, or Canada at the minute. They're the ones we do. So yes, thank you, Kevin, for sharing the link. This is the link. This is what I spend a lot of my time doing too. Again, why I can't do a second channel, because we're selling people cruises, which is awesome. So when I'm on a cruise, we will be doing that. Yes. I don't know what Jackie's replying to, because thank you so much to the moderators who look after these chats. But Jackie just says, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Yes, I love that. And I also say, if you can't be kind, be quiet. It's not hard. If you can't be kind, be quiet, or I will make you be quiet by just hiding you from my channel. What microphone are you using right now? I'm using a Blue Yeti microphone. It is red, but I think it's called a Blue Yeti microphone. I don't know too much about the tech. Do you generally say biscuits or cookies? What is the difference? To me, a cookie and a biscuit are a different thing. A cookie to me is like a big thing. It's maybe melted. It's probably got chocolate chips in it. They come in like oatmeal and raisins, and this is what a cookie is. Biscuits are smaller, and there are hundreds and thousands of variations on cookies. So I'd say like a cookie is a type of biscuit, but biscuit goes so much further beyond. So much further beyond. So many times. Yeah, seems like a blue Yeti. Yes, yes, yes. Any idea what Iona's premium Wi-Fi is like? Oh, goodness. I bought the not premium one last time. I bought the kind of social email, all that stuff. I have never had any success with any package that promises me streaming. So often I have booked, I've paid for it, and I've never got the speeds to stream. So I personally don't believe any of this stuff. Sometimes you get really lucky. Sometimes you do, but you cannot guarantee. And I would not, right now, I would not promise that I'm going to be on any Zoom calls or anything on a sea day, especially not a sea day because you're moving. So you might have internet and then it drops off. So probably you could do a voice call, but I wouldn't. For me and my business and my work, yeah, no, I don't know. It depends where you are as well, but there's just no way to know in advance. You just can't. You just can't promise. Jonathan says it's Girl Scout cookie season here in the States. Do you have them in the UK? Not that I know of, and I was not in the Scouts. We have the Girl Guides, I guess. Yeah, same thing. We don't do that. And I have learned things about this Girl Scout cookie thing before, and it seems really odd to me because people seem to just sell them to like people at work and stuff. Don't know, it seems really weird. What is the point of it? Also, do you have to pay to be in the Girl Scouts in America? Because I heard that. And also, I realized something about America, I think. I need someone to clear it up. In America, are there rules about what you have to have as a signature? Does your signature have to say something specific? Because I have a signature that I've had ever since the beginning of time. It's my passport, it's my driving license, it's everything. But whenever I sign a form and give it to the US, they're like, oh no, your legal signature. This is my signature. In the UK, you can have like, and then that's a signature. There's no rules. Yeah, Michelle says my job wants me to work on RC days. Not happening. Yeah, it's just unreliable. That's the thing. I don't want to make any promises to you. It might be great. Like I've been on cruises before where I've just been able to watch YouTube videos. They load fine. It's great. It's fine. I don't think I've ever done a live stream from cruise ship Wi-Fi. I always use my 4G if I have it, or I won't do the stream. But you just can't promise, and I don't want to. Yeah, I think it's too important. Yeah, Steve says my signature is a scribble. Exactly. Me too. I have not tried any Starlink Wi-Fi. No. Interesting, though. Yeah, there we go. Why do they have a problem with mine then? I thought maybe in the US it has to be your actual name, like your full name. But I don't know. Is your signature here in the... This is sort of what I've come up against, is they sort of think that I have to write my name in cursive. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Cruise Monkeys say Beyond had Starlink and they struggled uploading images to social media. P&Os kept logging us out. Yeah, it's normally quite stressful. It's not always the best. Yeah, in the US you must sign your full legal name. Exactly, yeah. That's why I'm getting in because mine isn't. Hudson's back. You want my cup of tea? Oh, he's so fluffy. Yeah, Edward's had good experience with Wi-Fi. That's the thing. Sometimes you can have great experiences. Sometimes you just don't. Oh, Hudson's decided to sit here. Hmm. Oh, tricky question about Iona's TVs. Do you know if I can connect a laptop's HDMI cable? Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Some cruise lines don't let you do that, so we will see. Samantha says, have you done behind the scenes tours? Yes, I have. So I have the highest loyalty status with Norwegian. One of their perks is a Hudson is acting like the star he is. One of their loyalty perks is a behind the scenes tour, so I always do that. And I think that's my favorite one because that one goes in the laundry and it's really cool to see. It's terrifying, the scale of how many things they have to wash. But it is really cool, and it's cool to see the machines that like flatten things and stuff. But I have done other ones where I've gone to the bridge, never to the engine room. I get asked that all the time, but never to the engine room. Who looks after Hudson when you're away? Other humans look after Hudson. Ow! Oh my god! He put his little claws in my leg. Ow! Other humans look after Hudson, but he stays put. The humans rotate around him. He's the center of the world, and he doesn't mind. He quite likes it. I'm so covered in fluff right now. So covered in fluff. Oh, Dale says you can on Iona. Interesting. Depends on the documents. Yeah, I don't know. It's so strange. How much does Hudson weigh and how long is he? Good question. He was 8 kilograms when I first got him, which is the top line. When you go to the vet and they have the chart, that was the top line. And now he's about 7, I think. He is really a big cat, though. He's a long cat. His paws are huge. He's looking at me like, not that huge. He is huge. He's the size of a dog. Absolutely, he's the size of a dog. Can you use onboard credits to pay for Wi-Fi? Yes, absolutely. That's the perfect thing to spend it on. If you have onboard credit, spend it on Wi-Fi, spend it on drinks, spend it on specialty meals, spend it on excursions. Some cruise lines will, some cruise lines won't let you spend it in the casino. I understand kind of why they won't, but yes. Yeah, Justin said NCL discontinued the behind the scenes tour. That is so sad. I really like that tour. That was my favorite one. Alfred says, Emma, we all missed you last week on the Bloggers Extravaganza cruise on the Norwegian Breakaway. We would love to have you for 2.0. Maybe I will do that. It looked like everyone had so much fun. I've never seen so many people together in one place. Was Hudson a rescue? Yes, he's a cat's protection cat. He was rescued. We think he was about 5 when we got him, so I made his birthday the day that I got him, and then ever since then, I've had him for 4 years. So he is 9 now. He is 9. Alfred says, next time you speak to Josh from Cruising with Josh, call him Hot Sauce. That's his cruise director name. What? Oh my goodness. Hudson is 1 Hudson long. Yes, Hudson is 1 Hudson long. Approximately 4 toothpastes, I think. Oh my goodness, he's made me sneeze. Oh, he's so fluffy. Oh, I'm feeling so much better, by the way. Thank you to everyone who messaged me with your kind words when I didn't do my live stream last week at the usual time. I was full of cold, a disgusting winter cold, and it would have been awful. I couldn't speak for an hour for a start, and I would have had sneezes everywhere. So yes. Would you cruise with the MSC Virtuosa again? And if so, why? I would, yes. It's not top of my to-do list because I feel like I've done that type of cruise ship so many times. I've done it more than any other. So I've cruised on Meraviglia. I've been on Virtuosa. The ships with the big street, I've been on Meraviglia twice, and I just know them inside out. But it's a really nice ship. Yeah, really, really nice. I would recommend it for sure. Who do you have for your Iona cruise in the Limelight? I'm not sure, but Cruise Boys can answer that because I think they've booked to go to Limelight. I have been to Limelight before. I did it on Britannia. Not planning on doing it on this cruise. So many things to do. So many people I know on this cruise. If you see me and you're there, please come up to me and say hi. Wave at me and stuff, though, because sometimes I'm just in my own world, but I will do my best. Has there been an activity that you thought you would hate but you actually loved? Oh, I always think I will hate sort of anything like the Flow Rider on Royal Caribbean, anything like that. I always think it'll be awful. I wouldn't say I actually love that though. I survived that. I survived the Flow Rider. That's the surf simulator that they have on Royal Caribbean cruises, but it is not something I would do again. It was really scary. And when I made it off, I was like, that's it, I'm done. Fantastic. Is this a cruising channel or the Captain Hudson channel? Well, it is a cruising channel, but I often think it would be better as a uh, Captain Hudson channel. My mum says that limelight was memorable, wasn't it? Yes, it was not the best. It was it was not good. Just because we didn't pick the show, and it was not a show that we would have picked, and it was very awkward, and I did not like it, and I left halfway through and I didn't come back. This was years and years ago. This was maybe 2018, I think. Yeah. Loved cooking with Marco Pierre White. I did do a cooking class with Marco Pierre White. That's not something that I would ever book myself on a P&O cruise. But P&O said, come along, do this. So I did it. And I did all right. He said my risotto that I made was quite nice. I never made it again since. I cook rice in the microwave. I have a rice maker, actually, but I do cook rice in the microwave. Ever been on Holland America? I have not been on Holland America. I would really like to. And I keep looking at them, but they're not very cheap, are they? I thought that they would be cheaper than they are. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong places. I don't think that they are kind of in Europe too much. So maybe I'm looking at the expensive ones, but yes. How do the pay to eat places work on Ruby Princess? Do you pay to get in and then eat for free? There's two types of styles of specialty restaurant. Probably on the ship they have both. Some will be you pay $40 to eat here, and then you get 3 courses, whatever. Some will be just like a normal restaurant on land. You'll go in, you'll sit down, you'll have all of the things. I'm not taking any drama about rice in the microwave because people make tea in the microwave, so that shocks me. Dave here from Pop Art UK. Amazing. Oh my goodness. I can't reach the picture that you did of Hudson, but it's absolutely fantastic. Maybe I can. Shall I try? Oh my goodness. Right. Wait here. If you see me fall down. Here it is. Oh my goodness. This is absolutely incredible. This is a painting. This is a painting that Dave did for Hudson. Well, for me and Hudson. Absolutely mind blown. Thank you so much, Dave. My plans are not really coming along at the moment. I've got too much other stuff to think about. But when I have a proper YouTube studio, which I'm hoping to have a proper room for YouTube will be cool. I've been doing this just in the corner of my I live in one room, but in the corner of this room for I don't know how many years. So I'm planning on having a dedicated YouTube room soon, which will be so cool. But look at this. Like, it looks like just I know this isn't a picture because Hudson doesn't have that hat, but you can see like up close the paintings. So cool. So cool. So thank you very much for that, Dave. Do you use any third-party excursion sites? Sometimes I'll use the one that is part of TripAdvisor. They have like an excursion one, or there's one called cruisingexcursions.com. But be really careful with those because sometimes I go on those just to be nosy and I have a look at hop on hop off bus, for example, and it's an extra £5 than on the hop on hop off bus website. So I'm not completely convinced by all of them, but it's worth kind of doing your research, I think. How many Carnival ships have you cruised on? One. One Carnival cruise. I took my first Carnival cruise out of New York last year. It was absolutely fabulous. We went up to Canada. It was very rainy, very, very rainy, but it was so cool. So cool to do a Carnival cruise. Yes, this is the one. Yes, yes, yes. Jonathan says, I have no creative skills. I only have money. Well, then you can use that to buy things from people who have creative skills like this. Very cool. Jamie says, in general, do you think specialty restaurants are worth it? You've already paid for the food, so you're paying twice. For me, no, not at all. But I look at my favorite foods that I have at home. I don't exactly have a fancy taste in food. Also, the fact that I'm vegetarian now, a lot of the specialty restaurants are steak houses, seafood houses. If they have a specialty vegetarian restaurant, I'll go there absolutely. So for me, normally not. I try and eat as much included food as I can when I'm on a cruise because, like you say, I've already paid for it. I did do a couple of specialty restaurants on board Costa because they were €5, €10, and that's kind of fine. You know, the cruise was so cheap. I was really impressed that there was any food included. But normally, no. I can't eat everything that's included. So, yes. When can we see more Costa Smeralda videos? Hopefully this evening. I've just got one problem to fix. It has been uploaded to YouTube. I'm not sure if the problem's with the video. It might be with my computer, but I'm going to try and fix it. And then I would really like to get it out today. It's 26 minutes long. It's a documentary about a Costa cruise because there was just so much that I wanted to say. Normally I cut down these videos quite a lot, but I didn't want to cut anything out. Everything about it is bizarre. It's like just everything about it is so bizarre. Yes, cruise boys say Virgin Voyages are fun as they're essentially all specialty restaurants. Yeah, Virgin Voyages are like lots of smaller restaurants. It's not really one massive everyone eat here at the same time thing. It's like all of these different places. Yeah, oh, I would love to do a proper carnival one. I mean, it's interesting because I did Costa Smeralda and I've done Iona and I'm doing Iona again. And they're the same structure as Mardi Gras, but very different. Very, very different. Even Iona to Smeralda are very, very different. Oh, my watch is saying, stand up. I'm not standing up now. Paul says, where did you visit in Canada? We visited Halifax. If you check out the video, you will see. Check it out. Do you look for or hide rubber ducks when you cruise? I have found a few. Not really looking for them, but I found a few. I tend to put them back. I don't really need them. But it is so cool when, kids find them and stuff. It's a massive thing. I only found my first one in October of last year. And I've been cruising since I was 11. But probably I just didn't know that it was a thing. I wasn't looking for them. Yeah. Phil says, any thoughts on buying annual cruise insurance as opposed to per trip? Is it worth it? Completely depends on how much you travel, how much you're planning on traveling. Generally, if you're doing, I'd say, maybe if you're doing 2 trips a year, it's probably cheaper to get the 2. If you're doing 3 or more, it's probably cheaper to get the annual one. Of course, I have the annual one. It would be so much more expensive for me to get each one. So, yes. Which American cruise is your favorite for families with teenagers? Speaking as a teenager, when I was a teenager, I cruised with Norwegian. Absolutely loved it. So Norwegian, I think that'd be really cool. Royal Caribbean be cool as well. Carnival be fun as well. So any of those, I think. Yeah, Edward says found Mardi Gras too big. I understand that. It's a massive, massive ship. Your cat is cute. Hudson is the best. Thank you so much. He knows he's cute and he rules everything. He's very smart, People say cats aren't that smart, but I think he's very, very smart. Yeah, lots of people like Holland America. I know. I would like to try it. Are there such things as vegan donuts? Yes. There's a whole vegan donut shops. Can you get super thanks? Don't see it on your videos. I do quite well on my channel with it. It's available in Great Britain. Yeah, it's been super thanks. You can get that on all the videos. I will say YouTube takes a massive chunk of that. So if you are thinking of giving me a thanks, if you can join my Patreon, that works out so much better for us both. I have not done Avia. No, I've not done Avia because just because I have booked Iona again, and I already have done Iona. But I'd love to cruise on Avia. I think Avia is quite designed for the sunshine, and Iona's designed for the rain, which is great cruising out of the UK. Thank you so much for my super chat. Oh, me and my family are going on a 16-night cruise on Britannia in October, starting in Southampton, ends in Barbados. Oh my goodness, that'll be so amazing. What is there to do on Britannia? So I went on Britannia in 2018. That was a long, long time ago. What did I do on Britannia? That was where I did my cooking class. I think the shows are pretty good on P&O. Make sure you go to the theatre shows. There's quite a lot of live music around on P&O. It was a chilled out cruise that I took on Britannia. I did a Norwegian fjords cruise. I do have the videos on my channel still, I think, if you go all the way back there. Or if you go on my website and you type in Britannia, I have one that's called, it's like 10 free things to do on Britannia, which sounds like absolutely the ideal answer to this. I wrote it 4 years ago, so I can't remember all of them. I love the kind of, they had this big thing that just had sandwiches in it and wraps and stuff, and I could just get them anytime. That was really good. So eat a lot. Yeah, Cruise Monkey said they made some improvements to Avia over Iona. It also looks more sort of kid-focused, I guess, because they have pools and stuff, I think, on Avia. Oh, Hudson's baby is so sneezy with his fluff everywhere. Now he's just chilling. Oh my goodness. Connie says, is YouTube joining good or do you still prefer Patreon? I think the experience is much better on Patreon because on Patreon, when you join Patreon, we have a DM and I can instantly send someone a message to say thank you. On YouTube, I don't even see somebody's name. I can't message them. It doesn't notify people the same way as Patreon does. And I think, well, I hear rumors that YouTube are increasing the percentage they take to 45%. So if you do that, well, I will be telling everyone to move to Patreon if they do that, probably. What about cruises in Asia? My best cruise that I ever took was Singapore to Tokyo. It was absolutely fantastic. How much do you estimate have the prices increased compared to pre-coronavirus? I don't think they have. I really don't think they have. I have got as brilliant deals since as before. Perhaps even better, especially when capacity wasn't full and they were selling off those cheap ones. I think it's got better. Yes. Have you tried Virgin Voyages? I have, yes. I think they're a very interesting cruise line. We didn't get off the best. We didn't have the best impression of them initially. I didn't, because I went to this press launch and it was raining and they hadn't finished the ship and they've changed a lot of things since then. But I took a cruise on them, just a cruise to nowhere, actually. Videos on my channel if you're interested in that. But I would do it again. I would do it again for sure. Yeah, Patreon is the best deal, absolutely. And it's just nice. I have a Discord chat that's for all the Patreons and the channel members. So either way that you join, you get access to all of that. And you get the same podcast every week. You get the early access. You get everything. But yes. Where do you book your cruises? I am a travel agent, kind of, here in the UK. I'm not one myself, but I work with travel agents in the UK, the US, and Canada. So through my website. And people think it's weird, but like I will find cruises that I want to do and I'll fill in my own form because I want to have a list of everything, everyone's quotes who's come in. I keep a track on like when we've got back to people, what's happened with them all. So I fill in the form on my own website when I book a cruise, and I'm not kidding. Like that's really what I do. And then it's travel counselors we work with in the UK, so you have an online kind of portal. All I do is I fill in that form. My travel agent Emma adds a quote to the portal, and I accept it or decline it, and that's it. Cruise boys say PayPal is best for Emma. No one gets a car. It depends. PayPal do take fees on certain things. Oh no, yeah. Can you say hi to Terry? Hello, Terry. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Virgin has some of the best food. Yes, it was very, very good. It was very, very good. Would you ever go on a spaceship? I don't know. That makes me feel a bit panicky and a bit sick. A bit claustrophobic, I guess, a spaceship. Maybe, maybe not. We have only got 3 minutes left. 3 minutes? Yeah, 3 minutes left. I have a maths degree, but I couldn't work out how many minutes it was till the end of the stream. We've only got 3 minutes left in this stream. Samantha says, have you ever been gifted a cruise by the company? Yes. If you watch any of my videos and it has the paid promotion button at the top and in the description it will say add invite, that means I've been gifted the cruise. So I haven't done any for a while. The last one I did was a cycling cruise that I did in Germany, but I have a couple coming up this year. So you will see that on every Instagram post, Twitter, Facebook, it'll say add invite right at the beginning, just so that you know which ones I've been invited on. Because I want to keep a very clear split. I only go on gifted trips when it's something that I wouldn't get the chance to do otherwise. You know, I turn down quite a lot of stuff now, which I'm very lucky to be able to do. Because I want it to be like, oh, this is what Emma says, this is what Emma spends her money on. If you suddenly see me on a yacht, you're good. It's clear then, isn't it? It's very different. So yeah, if you watch any of my videos, it'll have the paid promotion button on it. It's not paid, but I'm paid in a cruise fare, and that counts. So if you see that, if it says add invite on it, also if you do see that on any of my posts, can you please write comments on it, write nice things, because those ones, that's what will get me invited back again. And I want to do more stuff like yachts. Of course I do. It'd be so cool for this channel. Have you ever got grief on a ship from filming from the staff or the passengers? No, I have not. I film mostly on my phone or very small cameras. And if anyone looks at me, I'll just put the camera down. I don't want to be sticking my camera in people's faces. I'm not going around the buffet filming people eating. I try and make it so that people aren't in my shots. And if they are, it's normally the back of people's heads. So yeah, I try and just keep it as normal as I can. Cool, your YouTube studio, Captain Hudson's Bridge. That is amazing. I love that. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So I will not be doing a live stream next week, going back to the internet thing. I will not be doing a live stream next week because I will be on board P&O's Iona. We're cruising to Rotterdam, Hamburg, and Bruges, and I'm really looking forward to it. I will be sharing, pictures and things while I'm away. I've got a very interesting cabin that I didn't book, but I've been upgraded to an interesting and controversial one. So that will be very, very cool. And I'll be bringing you a video about that one when I get back. If you are curious about anything Iona related, I already have videos from that cruise, or the same cruise I took in 2021. So please do check that one out. And I'm going to try my best to have this Costa video live. If you're watching this on the replay, it'll already be live. Ow, just kick my camera. But yes, fingers crossed. I'm going to go and do that right now. See you soon, cruise boys. Yeah, see you, Paul and Carol. See you, Lizzie. My mum says, I never know Emery's filming and I'm often with her. The videos are a surprise. I love that. That is awesome. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. I will see you all soon. Bye.